And notice I put all the big, strong people on blue team, right, blue people? Okay. So listen, you guys are the communists. Which Ben and Stephanie, I need you guys.
You're on this team, Raza. I'm 100% sure.
I am too.
If that's not you, we should have Caitlin, Addie.
Well, yeah, that's why you're saying.
Yeah, I said I'm 100% sure that he's on this.
You three just step back.
I thought you were saying you were 100% sure.
I told you. I'm getting to you, blue team. Okay? In the early stages of the war, who is the enemy that we are fighting in South Vietnam?
The Vietnam.
The Viet Cong?
Viet Cong. Yeah, they are the insurgents. These three skinny, not the strongest, meanest, but don't underestimate them, people, are the Viet Cong. Now, you guys are their supporters. You cannot touch the rope yet, and you can't touch them, but you're going to cheer them on, and you want them to win, and later on some of you might get to help. But right now, you're their supporters. So who would be a supporter of the Viet Cong?
Soviet Union.
Yes, the Soviet Union. Who else? China. Who else? In the north of Vietnam. These are VC. We said Soviets and Chinese. Okay, if these guys are the insurgents, who are the regular trained soldiers of North Vietnam? NVA. Okay, so we have China, the Soviet Union, and the NVA. They're on your team, they're just not helping yet. Okay? Now, blue team, you guys are the Americans and the South Vietnamese and the Australians and our allies. On the rope, I need Jeremy right here. Okay, you are an American soldier in Vietnam in 1965. Raza, you are an ARVN soldier. Okay, remember, who's ARVN? ARVN. Who are those guys?
American rebels.
They're not Americans. Okay, American soldiers are advising and helping who? Which we call ARVN. That's the South Vietnamese Army. Okay? And then Tyson, you're ARVN right here. And Max, you're on the back of the rope. Okay? In 1965, we've only got one American guy in here fighting. He's mostly advising the ARVN allies. These are the South Vietnamese soldiers who are on our side. So if you're on blue team and I didn't put you on the rope, step over here. Okay? We have some war hawks who are Americans that want to go in and fight. Those are going to be Marissa.
Oh, I hope he's not recording right now.
And Veronica. Right here. You guys are hawks. Okay? I didn't know you were coming. You messed me all up. You three, stand right here. Actually, your hands work. Can I trade you with Veronica? Veronica. Okay, Alexis is going to be a hawk. Now, we had last week hawks who were pro-war in Vietnam. What's the other group? Doves. You three are anti-war. I don't know. Not my responsibility. Okay? You guys are doves. So you're not in the war fighting, and even though you are Americans, do you support what's going on in Vietnam right now? So, none of you can touch the rope. None of you can touch them, but you have to cheer them on, give them a pep talk, clap, whatever. You want them to win. You guys, however, should be booing them, calling them murderers, baby killers, telling them they're horrible people and they should go home. You want them to lose, but you can't touch the rope and pull the other way. Okay? Yeah, you can't touch them or the rope. Some of you will get a chance to later, but in the first round you don't. Okay? Does everybody understand who's who and what your job is?
Yeah.
Okay, Viet Cong in the south of Vietnam, you guys are the insurgents.
You guys jump
The Russians, the Chinese, and the NVA.
We didn't like jump off the ledge, but we did this thing and all the scenes.
Okay, American soldier up front pulling as hard as he can, and 3 ARVN buddies that you're helping and advising, looking at who's on each side of the rope. Who's going to win?
That's where my rope went.
Who's going to win? Red team.
Bad, I think.
Who's going to win?
Obviously over there.
Okay, so I need you to get on your spot.
You were joking yesterday, didn't you?
Were you there, Adam? No, you weren't. We
For you guys to win,
supply
see
closet
the
and
duct
looked
tape
for
in
this
the
rope
middle
for a
here? You have to
long
get
time.
that past this
Yeah.
cone. Okay?
That's hard.
Good. I need you to grab onto the rope so I can find where the middle is here.
Yeah, you're gonna make
Okay, Alexis, you're going to be my marker for them to win. I need you to come stand right here. Okay, everyone will notice there's a piece of duct tape in the middle of the rope. Everybody see this? Okay? For you guys to win, you have to get that past Alexis. She's not going to move. For you guys to win, you have to get it past your cone. I'll move it to the side so you don't get tripped.
Jeremy, you better give her the end.
Okay? We're going to do a couple different rounds. Do your best, and if I gave you a little piece of paper that said what to do, make sure you do what it said. Okay? Now, thumbs up if you think the blue team is going to win round one.
Yeah, I got you.
No, we don't.
No, who thinks they're going to win?
Okay, we think.
I put the 4 strongest, toughest,
Wait,
best
no.
parallel squatters on this side.
It's a trick question.
I think blue's going to win. All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Are you kidding?
5, 4,
Oh, Jeremy.
Oh, buddy.
Jeremy. One.
I'm
Time. Relax. Back to the middle.
doing back there?
No, you didn't. Now, even though we look at both sides and say, man, they should be kicking butt, if anything, you lost that round, but nobody won. Okay? Now, if that's 1965, what does LBJ start doing to the number of American troops in Vietnam?
Increasing.
Yes. So, if we have some war hawks over here who say, we're pro-war, you want to get in the fight and help them? You tag in right here. Okay? Now, here's the bad news. If you don't have enough soldiers signing up to go in and fight, volunteers like Alexis who want to be here, how do you supplement the number of your soldiers? Right? Read that and do what it says. You get drafted. Now, notice how some people in America who are against the war, like this group, I'll take that back. Does that make sense? Nope, just Alexis and Veronica. Find a spot anywhere you want. Okay? Do some anti-war dove type people get drafted into this conflict?
Are they one of the 1,700 that burn their cars?
No, because she's not in Canada. She's in Vietnam now. Now, here's the problem with that. Okay? If you draft from this pool of people, is their morale and fighting spirit probably as high as you Americans who want to be there? Probably not. Okay? So grab the rope. Same rules apply. You got to get it to the cone, and you guys have to get it past. Marissa, can you take one step this way? Boom, right there. She's your guys' landmark. Okay, ready? Who do you think's going to win? Definitely blue. 3, 2, wait a second. If Americans put more forces in Vietnam, what's going to happen over here?
They're gonna get more people too.
Hey, NVA, who can give me some good leverage on the end of the rope? Eddie. Are you spent?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you then. Caitlin, get on the end.
Hey, that's an American thing.
When you escalate and send more Americans in, who's going to come help the VC? Who do they invite and say, help us? There are more Americans now. Not yet. From the north. The NVA come in and match your troop escalation, Americans. So you gained 2 people, but one of them was drafted and didn't want to be here. And they gained the NVA. And if you haven't seen Caitlin pull, she's going to kick your butt. Okay? Now, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 8,
Raza, you're
7,
you're pushing forward.
6,
I
5,
see your stance.
4,
Yeah.
3, 2, you're just going to quit. Time.
You're worthless, Raza, I swear.
Okay, drop it down in the middle.
Somebody take Raza out as a me.
I think I
Now,
see what's going on.
Jason, you're the one that quit.
Americans, do you feel like you need some more troops?
Yes.
Okay, by 1968, which is kind of the peak of the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
You know how many American soldiers were in Vietnam?
Jeremy, I am home.
500,000.
Yeah, 500,000 soldiers. Can we get 500,000 soldiers by just having open sign-ups?
No.
We need to draft more people.
We need
That,
draft.
okay? Now, here's the bad news. Every time you add more Americans into the conflict, more Vietnamese communists come in, and the Chinese and the Soviets help even more. Okay?
I'm gonna kick you in the knee, dude.
He's probably one of those that likes to drink.
Makes sense?
Yeah,
You want to go in? I did it so I have the same even with your dress on. I have. I gave her the stuff.
Oh, okay, we got it. Okay. Hey, Tyson.
Okay, Americans, you gained. Okay, but so did they. So, here we go. Ready?
Yeah, just fall on your butt.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my god. I'm so ashamed.
5, 4,
Oh, buddy.
3, 2, 1. Time. Time. It is once again a stalemate. Okay, put it down. Now, good news and bad news. Do you guys remember what Mr. Nichols said about his ARVN interpreter?
He couldn't trust him.
Didn't trust him. One of the hard things about fighting the Viet Cong is, do they wear uniforms?
No.
Can you tell who they are? You can talk to guys who are in Vietnam for an entire tour of duty and say, how many Viet Cong did you see? The guys you're supposed to be fighting, how many did you see? And someone will say, I didn't see any. Or I saw them, but I didn't know they were VC. So, blue team, you have a traitor on your team
We have more and more.
who has been pulling the wrong direction.
No, I have
Pull the wrong direction.
You guys have
I
2
saw
minutes.
his stance.
You have 2 minutes to figure out who the traitor is on your team
We already
and
know.
kick him off.
Get out of here, Adam.
Now,
Get out of
You
here.
guys
Adam,
just
you're
assume
gone.
it's me.
Yeah.
I think it's Veronica.
I was told not to pull hard.
I believe it's
I was told to keep pulling, but not
I
to
need
pull
you guys to be
Just
flexing up on him.
I kind of want to knock him out right now, but I kind
You
of.
can't knock him out. Look at you.
I could.
You want to do some push-ups?
I think
What are you walking like that?
Close
think it's
for him. I just want you
Rosa,
to
I saw
both
your
of
stance
you.
when you
show
I
me
think
we're
it's
all
this.
united.
I always
Like, they want to keep fighting.
Yeah,
because
you're the one who let go. Maybe you're the traitor.
Okay, kick
Start.
me off then.
What up, Max? What you got? What you got?
Who's the traitor, blue team?
Tyson.
You guys had like 30
Adam.
minutes. You didn't beat us.
Raza.
I think it's Tyson. He's the one who quit halfway through.
Now, here's the scary
Rosa, you're the
thing
one pulling
about
the
the
wrong
Viet
way.
Cong. Of all the places the Viet Cong want to infiltrate, like get into, do you think they had some join the ARVN military forces?
Probably.
And go out with Americans and know all their secrets and what they're doing, while in the meantime they're actually loyal to those guys? So you're right, Raza has been pulling the wrong way this entire time. You're out.
Yeah.
Wait, can he come join our side?
No. They're
We destroyed him.
patience.
Damn.
He died.
Okay.
We killed
Wait,
him.
so he wasn't actually in trouble.
Sacrifice.
No. Okay. Now, new rule change.
Yeah, Dave.
If you've been drafted onto blue team, if I gave you a thing that said you're drafted,
Looks like a Dave.
okay, you can only use one hand.
So I call him Dave.
Okay, and if you have some kind of special instructions, you keep doing what you're doing. If you're a volunteer and you've been here the whole time, 2 hands all the way, do your thing. Okay? But do we need some more soldiers? Americans. Americans. Do we need some more American soldiers?
Yes, we need her.
We got a drafter, but here's the bad news about drafting her. 1 hand only. Pick a spot.
What if she wants to join? She can join.
She's a dove. Look
she's
at her.
No, she's not.
Oh, she's not.
Oh, you're a hawk? You can
Yeah.
use 2 hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't, like, let go or something, can you join at the end? If you don't want to, it's your choice.
Marissa, do you have a belly button?
Not yet, though.
Whoa, that tripped me out.
It didn't look like it.
Yeah. If the Americans drafted more soldiers to send
Except
in,
you still have
we need some more NBA. Don't put it around your waist.
If you got any, you guys get a special
If you go flying, that's not good.
I glad you're doing it.
I've been
Yeah, Jeremy, I see you. I see you, bud.
We know something.
You keep going down. We're fine. You can get
Talk
paper.
was about great.
No, never got paper.
Okay, if flew away, you're safe.
Max
Don't
is
put that around your waist.
Yeah, I think we better.
No.
You better watch Max.
I already know Max isn't.
Get in the loop and pull.
He wasn't in there for great.
Hey, Max has been here since day one. You do not doubt his loyalty.
I doubt it.
Adam was in here too.
Whoa! He meant like Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. One hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Time. You guys are trying to cheat at the end. Okay. Now. Cheat.
I've done it once and I'm done.
Hands hurt.
By this point in the war, do you think the term frustration applies to people who have been on this side the whole time?
Yes.
And confusion and anger,
Yes.
skepticism.
Yeah.
Okay? You can draft the last person we have here on the end anywhere you want to go. No, you don't have to. Do you not want to? No. Okay, then don't.
You're
She
Canadian.
moved to Canada.
Says
Paper, you were
says
a
the
dove.
dove who got
Yeah.
drafted.
Says the one probably
Okay?
pulling the wrong
Raza,
direction.
come here. You're gonna stand right
I
in the middle.
saw it. She was. With one hand, she's trying to go the other way. Okay? I'm going to stand back here. You know what?
Right in the middle of it.
I want to keep Max though.
Okay?
Max can pull the other
Now.
way, he can just not pull.
Max was pulling when I looked, but you know, at night.
Why'd we put Max on the end? Because he's the toughest guy who's pulling the hardest.
Then why'd you put Carson on
These
that?
two guys are the toughest ones. Have you seen Carson? I would not mess with her. Okay? Now, what are you doing? Get on the other side of the border. Get over there. Get over there. What are you doing? You two are horrible.
You are horrible.
That was bad.
Come on, Tara.
Now, some Vietnamese people are kind of neutral or disillusioned with both sides. That is represented by Mr. Raza. So, right there. We won. No, listen. In the last round, red team, all you have to do is don't let them get to Tara, and you win. You don't even have to get your side, okay, to the duct tape. Just don't let them win.
Here we go, kids.
Whatever side looks like they're going to win.
Well, no crap, Jeremy.
Oh,
Blue
buddy.
team,
Oh, buddy.
listen. Whatever side looks like they're going to win, Mr. Raza is going to jump in when he can tell who's going to win. If you pick the wrong side, who loses, you have 20 push-ups.
Yeah, like
Okay?
that.
Red team, how do you win in
I
this
think
last
it should be
round?
like this.
They don't let it get to Tara.
Otherwise, they win. I need you to back up 3 big steps that way. Because this is the middle, right here.
Kid.
Okay? All you have to do is don't let it get there and you win. You have to pick a side and push it.
Raza,
you
you
get to
should
pick.
probably pick this one.
Okay? Red team, you ready?
No.
Oh, they are.
3.
So these guys have to get it past Tara.
I got it.
I,
These guys have to get it
yeah, one on.
Anything else?
This
I win.
round, go! Draft her.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, buddy.
Come on,
I don't. Do I pick
Red
now?
better.
Come on.
Max, you suck.
5,
Oh, buddy.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Look out, look out.
Time. No, you got to pick whoever
I
is
got to
going
put
to
back
win.
in. Redrafted.
Okay. Let us pause for a second.
Did Adam help them at the last minute?
I don't know.
Nice job, Red team.
Nice job,
Way to bring it
Raza.
in, Red team. I knew you
Whoever he thought would win.
If I would have told you before this that this is your team against all of them, do you think you would have been confident?
No.
You'd say you put all
I
the
got carded
skinnies
not to pull that hard, but
on red team. You're trying to make
I
us
knew.
lose.
I already knew.
A full 10% at
Blue
most.
team, look at yourselves. Tyson,
These
Look at
two weren't
yourself,
even
Tyson.
trying.
amongst others.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you draft a bunch of anti-war people and say, go fight for the war you don't believe in. And they have cowards. Look at yourselves as a team.
We see.
If I would have told you you guys are
See a
going up
bunch of
against
wusses.
that skinny crew. Raza, get over here. Because Raza was on your team. You thought.
No, I knew from the beginning that Max and Adam had something.
Wait, Max was doing something wrong?
Yeah, he wasn't pulling. He was doing like
just hanging out.
5%.
Welcome to being an Arvin soldier. You're not very committed and your morale is pretty low.
Guys can make
Okay? Look at your team and tell me that you were shocked to realize, some of you early on, you're going to get your butts kicked by them.
You're damn right.
Wait, so what is that, bud?
Okay? So all of the
You're
rules that I
Vietnamese.
imposed on you
That's not something to be proud of.
served a purpose. Can someone explain like some of those tricky things or who certain people were, how they actually applied to fighting the Vietnam War?
Chance.
Okay, why did I
If
put
was
all
a
the skinny
traitor, I
people
hate
on
him
one
as a
team?
person.
Because we weren't trained like Japan.
Didn't do that
hard. Dude, we
Okay,
could have easily
blue
killed
team.
him. Every now and then
I
I
know.
gave it a big
Japan,
jerk and he'd
Vietnam.
all come flying back.
Listen, blue team. How did America feel when they first got involved in Vietnam? They looked at the Viet Cong and said, can we beat these guys? Yes or no? What'd they think? Heck yes, we can beat them. They're all little and skinny and weak. Okay? We know one of the most serious mistakes you can make in war is to underestimate your enemy. Now, also, if you know the Vietnamese people, they are not large in terms of physical stature. They're not big, muscular dudes and ladies. They're small and they're skinny. That's why you guys are on this team. Okay? But how many of you betrayed your team or didn't pull hard or did anything?
Roger, raise your hand, you piece.
Every single one of them did their best. How many people on this side either didn't try very hard or actually cheated for the other team? Tara would have if she would have dressed appropriately today. Look at this. Half your team you can't even trust to do their job. Okay, so people who didn't do their job, what was your role? Like, who were you?
I was a dove. I didn't really want to be part of this.
Okay, if 40% of their army is drafted, do you think they're going to have a great fighting spirit and a high morale?
So,
You didn't want this war in the first place, and now we drafted you and sent you to fight in it.
did they like say like they wanted people to sign up? Did they just straight up do the draft?
People could
tried
still
at the end.
enlist
But
voluntarily.
like, was it really kind of
Cheated for us.
not forced, but really recommended to?
Well, here's what a lot of people thought. If I don't go volunteer, I might get drafted later, so maybe I should just go enlist today. But you could take your chances and hope they didn't pick your number.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, who else did not pull their hardest? What's your role?
Not do anything.
Like, who were you, though, before you tell us what you did?
Not do anything.
Max McGinnis.
Okay? Remember when we talked about in Syria how we trained up 100 fighters and sent them to go fight ISIS, and the day they got into Syria, what did they do?
They threw their guns down.
Yeah,
and
ISIS
gave up.
stopped them and said, who are you guys? And like, listen, America gave us these guns and this training, but you can keep them, just don't kill us. Remember how you can't always trust those guys to fight? That was Max and Adam. So Max was on your side, blue team, but he wasn't really trying at all. He's just hanging out. Okay, if you talk to some Vietnam vets, they'll say, yeah, the Arvin guys we were with, in a difficult firefight, they would just leave. They're like, I'm not dying for this, and they drop their gun or retreat. How frustrating is that to you as an American volunteer whose guys, you're trying to fight for his country, and he's not even fighting hard, but it's your country. That's a nice way of saying it. Plus, you have guys like Raza, even worse than the lazy Arvin, cowards. He's a Viet Cong traitor. Look in his eyes. Everybody look in his eyes. Do you see the treachery in his eyes? He's on your side so he can spy on you and know your secrets, but he tells them all to the Viet Cong. Okay? Now, hopefully that shows you how frustrating it would have been to be on blue team and actually trying your hardest. Now, I'm not saying the Vietnam War was worth fighting, or it wasn't. The only point of this is even though you guys are cocky and overconfident to start, you're going to lose, and it's going to be really frustrating for you because I basically cheated for them. Okay? So here's what we're going to do is we're going to go back inside, and if you want to take your break, get a drink, use the bathroom, etc., do that right when we go in, and then we're going to be back in class, Ms. Jenks, and you have no more excuses because your attire doesn't matter. Okay? And we're going to be in your seat with your laptop when we get back inside.